From humble beginnings, Insurance Claim HQ has grown to one of the largest property casualty firms in the country. We didn't do it alone, and you shouldn't either. Every week, we're talking to claims professionals and top experts from all over, all to help you grow your business and make you stronger. Let's level up together. I'm Galen Hair. Welcome to the Level Up Claims Podcast. This week, we're presenting a special episode ahead of our 4th annual Level Up Claims Summit. The Level Up Claims Summit aims to help contractors, public adjusters, attorneys, and anyone else in the storm restoration industry grow, improve, level up. We took that DNA and we instilled it here on this podcast, helping you get better each and every week. So, in the spirit of this event, let's hear from our guests what it means to them to level up. For Sarah Mary Parker and attorney Aaron Mink, leveling up means improving your situation.
It's interesting. I use this phrase a lot personally. Those of you that are kind of in my circle where we talk about like my masterminds, that kind of thing. Leveling up to me is really, sometimes you have little level ups and big jumps. And for me, it's a lot of awareness. If you've gained any awareness of a situation or yourself, or you've learned something, that is leveling up in a way. But leveling up is to me something that always needs to be internal. It needs to be about you. It doesn't need, just don't worry about anything external. Don't, what's the phrase? Keep up with the Joneses. You need to figure yourself out. No one is going to do that for you. And having agency and making decisions, to me, is the only way that you're able to level up. And when you hit that level of awareness that you have agency and can make decisions in your life to get to the goals that you want, that's leveling up. And you will always continue to grow that awareness because it's never perfect. We're always growing and always learning more. At least I am. But yeah, I think the biggest level up that someone can do for themselves if they're searching is agency. Always be thinking about agency. If you're not making a decision about something, someone else is making that decision for you. So just paying attention.
I think it means that you don't settle for the status quo and that you're always kind of looking to improve and go beyond your current situation to get better. And then when you do that, you've leveled up. But, it's really just to keep doing that in the process, right? So that's what I would say.
Mentoring and helping others is important to Kevin Dandridge.
Really to level up. To level up to me is mentoring, is doing the right thing. There are so many people out there, and I'm not talking just in our industry, in any industry, that are doing what they do for the wrong reasons, and they're not taking care of the people that have hired them to do whatever they're doing. And to level up is to take that next step, to mentor, educate, keep people safe, keep people healthy, and keep people full. If you are full financially and you're not full mentally or emotionally, you're not full. And that's what it means to me to level up. Like I was saying, if you take care of your client and do it right, the money's there and they're full, they're happy. You should be full for taking care of them. When you can walk away from somebody knowing that they are better for meeting you, that's leveling up to me.
Education is huge for Christoph Trapp and Scott Brinker.
Level up means you're always learning. You're continuously learning, figuring out how can you do whatever you're doing and do it in a better, more efficient, more effective way. I'll give you an example. I just thought about this earlier today, actually, is how people used to edit things? They would print them out and then they mark them up and then they put them back on the computer. Mind blowing. So the next level, like leveling up for content production, is how do you do that directly in the system? I'm not talking about Word. I'm talking about what system are you going to publish it in? Can you do it in there? That's one way to level up your content creation. Another level up is how do you use AI? I'm not a fan of AI creating anything from scratch, but I'm a huge fan of AI taking my source content, right, and splitting it up or finding things for me. There was an example the other day. Somebody was saying to me, hey, this person said this on the podcast. In the old days, I would have had to listen to the entire podcast to find it, unless I knew where it was, which I wouldn't. But with AI, I'd say, hey, where did he say this? And then it'll find that exact quote for me. That's leveling up to me.
I think you always have to be learning. I mean, that was always the case, in marketing and MarTech, but the acceleration of it is, we were talking earlier about, those marketers who look at this as an opportunity to be able to do more, to do new things, to get beyond those constraints that they had in the past. But the one ingredient that you need to make that actually happen is you have to be willing to jump into it and play with this stuff and try it. And, I know it's easy to say, some of us lean more towards that more naturally than others. Change is hard, but boy, if there's one thing you want to do to level up, it's all right, dive in. I got to just keep learning this stuff. What's new this week that I want to learn?
For some guests like David Sanders, Greta Lloyd, and Todd Beckman, it's improving to help your clients and customers.
I think of it in terms of video game. You've got to. It's you're sharpening your skills. You're practicing, and you're gaining more knowledge, and you're getting better at the game to move on to the next level. And that's what leveling up means to me. And in terms of what I do here, it's using that the sharpened saw that I've sharpened over the years to operate at a higher level than the carriers, to beat them at their own game.
To me, to level up a claim means having the claim worked up in such a way where if you need to take it all the way to trial, you can take it all the way to trial, so that you're not put in a position where you have to settle a claim for less than you need to. You're always ready to go all the way to trial and have a bunch of jurors tell the insurance company that they made a serious mistake.
I think to level up is to get on board with what's necessary for a job. I mean, you don't have the education and knowledge, you can't be profitable. You have to be organized and ready to go. Tool up and level up.
For Josh Elledge, it's all about utilizing technology to improve.
This whole conversation has been about leveling up. And what I'm going to, here's my message. Go back and listen to this episode again, and don't listen to it to just hear the words. Listen, I've got information, and you may not agree with everything I say, and that's completely fine, right? But what I would ask you to do is please, see if you can find the transcript for this, pump it into AI, take the transcript of what I just shared, drop it into ChatGPT or wherever, right? And say, help me take this message and apply it to my life right now. So a lot of what Josh was talking about, I don't think really applies to me. But and if you've spent any time and say, for example, I use ChatGPT a couple hours a day, right? I do everything in it, right? And not just producing not producing content. It's everything else. But do that. That's a brilliant thing. And have AI who knows you a lot better than I do, right? Because our friend that's listening, I haven't been able to ask you questions. So I'm speaking in a lot more generalities. So the best thing you could do is get specific information based on the principles that I've shared, get a great action plan, and then if you want to come talk to me and listen, I'll put my pro bono, chief revenue officer hat on and see if I don't have some ideas for you or share best practices for you. I mean, we entirely build people's outbound and inbound, and we get them deals, but I don't know if I can help. I'm happy to.
Leveling Up for Tim Brown and Julie Winkle-Geloni is about stepping up and meeting challenges.
To level up, it means to not take when you have setbacks happen as a blessing or a curse. To level up means you take things as a challenge, and that every single issue, problem that comes up could be something that ends up being a very good thing for you if you handle it in a certain way. Because when challenges happen, because they're going to, and they're going to be crazy. This week, next week, and the week after that, it's like, how am I going to handle this? And the better we get at handling it and using it to level up every single one, the more sturdy we become.
For me, it's really about continually challenging myself to step out of the comfort zone into that discomfort zone, because there's always something to learn. Sometimes it's a big thing, sometimes it's a small thing, but really ensuring that growth and learning continues to happen through intentional steps to make it happen.
While for Jody Mayberry, it's all about self-improvement.
That is a wonderful thought, because I think if you're going to level up, you have to have enough self-awareness to understand where you are right now. That's step one. And then what can I improve on, even if it's incremental? What can I do next? And that's it. It's just the next right thing over and over. And it all starts with self-awareness. You can't level up if you don't truly understand where you are right now. And then from there, you can listen to podcasts, you can start your own podcast, but just continue to move one step further than you are right now.
Sometimes a change in perspective is all you need, according to Dave Kislick.
I love the broadness of this question because I think broadly. It could apply to getting your child to try a new food. You've leveled up as a parent because you were able to help them through this moment. It could be bringing in a new client and saying, that's a level up because I brought in business and I made progress for my company. It could be making it through 30 days of your new exercise regimen and creating a habit. I love when you can look at anything that you have done today, yesterday, tomorrow, whenever, and say, I did this thing. There's so many things in that category. You just have to look at them that way. Perspective change. Instead of saying, oh my God, this is going to be a rough day. You know what? I have challenges to overcome today. And at the end of the day, I'm going to look back and say, I did the work. I got through it. And in fact, I did a pretty darn good job. That's a level up.
For attorneys Naomi Jones and William Ramey, it's all about justice.
It means to spread the word on this and to ask everybody listening to spread the word on this. It is called wrap-up insurance, okay? The case is Sule v. Woodward. Please be aware. Please tell anybody you know. I know y'all hang together. Everybody hangs together in the trades. Tell people about this case. Check your policies for wrap-up exclusions. They also refer to it as CCIP, which is Contractor Controlled Insurance Program. Okay, so please check those policies. For me, leveling up right now is doing everything that I can to wipe the smirk off the faces that were in that room in the Marriott.
For me to level up, it's providing representation to the underserved community of IP owners. That's really what my firm strives to do, is to provide the best representation we can to those that are underrepresented and enforcing their IP. That's what it means to me to level up.
Looking ahead in business and making decisions to meet that goal are important to Melinda Emerson.
What it means to level up is to think about the end game in my business. It's not about today. It's about 5 years, 10 years from now. Do you have enough in your business that you can sell it? Or is your business going to die with you? That's what you got to think about. When we think about leveling up, it's like, do you have something in your business you can sell? Or is your business completely revolving around you? You got a job, or are you actually running a business? Because people that run businesses have staff, have teams. So figure out how you can get some more hands in your business so that you can build more value.
Unlearning is the name of the game for Cliff Ravenscraft.
There's so many different directions and so many different philosophies I've kind of contemplated. For me to level up, I'm going to go a little esoteric and philosophical. So for me to level up, it means me getting closer to the understanding that I'm an unlimited being with unlimited power of creation. And for me to limit up oftentimes means deconstructing any beliefs, thoughts, feelings, or actions that have limited my understanding of just how powerful I am and just how unlimited the things that I could create are. And so, quite frankly, for me to level up is a lot of process of unlearning and then intentional learning. It becomes a deep study in, okay, now let me focus on what I want to create and figuring out, you know, how to take the resources that are already available to me and create this stuff that I want to create in the world. So there's a lot of deep layers in that answer, and I think some people it'll resonate with. But to level up for me is a lot of unlearning.
And finally, being intentional in what you do is vital to Erica Cavanis.
I believe that means to stay curious and to always be looking for a better and more intentional way to do things. Whatever field you're in, whatever industry you're in, it doesn't matter. I say the answer is stay curious.
And there you go. Insightful answers from very knowledgeable people. I hope this episode inspires you to shift your mindset towards growth and improvement, be it work processes, personal goals, or anything in between. We're back next week with a brand new episode. In the meantime, what does it mean to you to level up? Follow us on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast player.